We are live, 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 live.
We are live, 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 live. I know you guys missed us. Welcome, 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 welcome. Indie Review Radio. We're doing a little bit of testing today. So bear with us. This is our new platform that we're testing out here on StreamYard. Currently to be seen also on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have either one of those, you can follow the show live. And a couple of things are a little different. We don't have the music with us, but we have lots and lots to talk about. We even have a couple of guests today, so that should be really cool. One is a friend of the show, and another is new to the show. I'm sure you will enjoy them both. So, as usual, we have our tea, right? Any Scooby snacks on deck, whatever you want to do. But again, welcome to Indie Review Radio. And you can reach out to us at any time at indiereviewcd@gmail.com. We will have a question of the week. So if you want to submit a question of the week, C.Truth and I will answer that, either myself or him, whoever it's addressed to. You know, we get pretty candid here on the show, so we have no secrets, right? See, we be telling
That
all
is right. That's right.
we tell it like it's his. C also is going to do his greeting. We also have our daily slice that we used to end the show with before. So that's still a part of the show. So we're going to have a good time, y'all. And stay tuned because we'll let you know how frequently and how often you'll be able to tune in. Well, we have some really cool stuff lined up. So we're really excited to be back with you guys. So what's up, C? How you been?
I've been good, just living life and actually getting ready for this film festival that's coming up, the Concho International Film Festival, going
Yes,
down in New York City
that's
this
right.
year, live and in the flesh. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
Forest Hills, Queens, out at the Regal. Big ups to Magali Christopher, who puts this on and who created this.
Super
Um,
talented.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And for those who are unfamiliar with the festival, it particularly gives a celebration to the voices of the Indian student film directors and writers of the Caribbean diaspora and the Caribbean who spark social change. And I like to say just change in general.
Right. Right. I'm glad that you guys are, that she's finally in person. She's been doing this for a minute. So,
No
excuse me.
doubt. No
So,
doubt.
yeah, that's exciting. It's a step, she's evolving. Each year is bigger and better. So that's what film festivals are supposed to be for. I love it. I love it. Anything else going on?
That's been pretty much it. Just
Okay.
ramping up for that, you know.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so listen, with all of this, I just want to share this with you guys, my shirt. This is an anti-bad vibe shield. We do no bad vibes here on Indie Review Radio,
Show it
right?
again. Show it again, Rachel.
This is my anti-bad vibes shield t-shirt. That's it. That's what we do. We are anti-bad vibes. Actually, shirt is for sale for $25. But anyway, that will be on our on my link out my Shopify page. This shirt will be on sale on my Shopify page. But yeah, we
Yeah.
are good vibes and
Yes, indeed.
anti-bad vibes. Yeah. So
Hey, big ups to Patrice, who's in the chat early.
hey, Patrice.
Patrice Peters, what's going on,
Hey,
Patrice?
girl. Do you look? Patrice is my trainer. So I just want to know, do you see that I've lost any? Like, do you see anything? My little 13-pound weight loss? Any proof?
Oh,
Any
okay,
proof, Patrice?
okay, okay.
Any proof?
Patrice doing that work.
Let me tell y'all something. She's a little spitfire. Yes, she's a little spitfire. And we argue and fuss and fight, but she gets it done. So no complaints from me. Except I need to sign up for my next session so she don't call me out.
She said no comment.
Don't do me like that, Patrice. We'll have to have her on the show because she does a lot. She's in contribution a lot in terms of health and wellness, and she's working with a couple of nonprofits, a wealth of information, and so our viewers would benefit from some of the advice that she has and some of the things that she's up to. So welcome, Patrice. It's good to see you, girl. Well, I don't see you, but I know that you're here. So yeah, good
Yes,
stuff.
indeed.
But did she answer the question? Did she see my 13-pound weight loss?
Did she answer? Let's see. She said no. She said no comment. That's what she said no comment about.
She wrong for that. She was wrong for that. So, you guys, our first guest that's going to be joining us today is Big D. And for those of you that have followed the show before, you've seen Big D before, right?
Yes, indeed. Hold on, Ray. Before we get to Big D,
Oh, yes.
I got to give a big ups to social studies, which is what this show is being presented by the Social Studies Community Academy, which is America's first sneaker business and culture academy that's located out in Brooklyn. They believe that sneakers are more than just required equipment for sports or a simple fashion statement. They are a reflection of who you are and where you're going. Kicks are the ultimate icebreaker and effective bridge to lasting friendships and more. For more information, check out socialstudies.com. That's SOLESOLECIAL studies.com for more information. So big ups to Sean Williams for hosting us today and for bringing the show to you today.
Thank you, Sean. We certainly appreciate you. But see, before we get to our guest, don't you have something to say to people around the world?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got to do the greetings. And as you can see right there, everybody watching on the scroll, you know what I mean? That's the greeting right there. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it as well. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, buenas noches, buenos dias, konnichiwa, salam, namaste, sakpase, assalamu alaikum, alafia, parek, good day, no, nehoma, bonsoir, bonjour, what up, son, what up, though, bon dia, sakpase, alito, akashke, what the business is, where you at, nefa, ubona, subu, bona, and yo, say, lo, subu kwe, buju kwe, bienvenue, que paso, que pasa, o sela, maaba, Nangadef, Como so far, and there's more, but I'm gonna end it there, and because I'm a little rusty on the greetings, but that's it right there, and y'all can see it all on the screen right there. It's scrolling, all the greetings right there, just scrolling on the bottom, y'all.
That's it. And let me just. So I just had to ask Patrice, what she mean no comment? She's being a hater right now. Being a hater. And shout out to Isaac Kitchens. He is our resident Mardi Gras Indian in the chat, right?
Yes, that's
Isaac
right.
Also, right? Isaac also has a show that he does down south. And it's good to see you, Isaac. As always, it's good to see you, man. We haven't talked to him in a while, so we'll have to have him on the show too, because he's always dropping jewels all day, every day, all day.
No question. No.
Yeah.
What up? Hold on. Tony Blackman is in the chat right now. Big up to Tony Blackman doing the damn thing. Yes, indeed. Hold on, Rachelle. She's checking in from the subway in New York City. She's on the subway checking us out. We love you, Tony Blackman. We love you, Tony Blackman.
That's what I'm talking about. We underground.
Absolutely.
Underground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Tony, I recently spoke to Priest the Nomad, who was telling me about the freestyle union out in DC that you guys were a part of, and that you kicked off that whole culture reimagining in DC down there. So big ups to you for that, Tony Blackman.
Tony Blackman is so super dope. Let me just say that. And this sister is, and I say sister because we're kindred, right? She's from
Dago, right? She's from Dago?
No, she's from the Bay.
She's from the Bay, okay.
Well, or I don't know, Tony, where you live, girl? You in LA or? Well, she's oftentimes overseas in Africa, so she's a lot of different places. But so dope, and I cannot wait to get her back on the show. She has a new book that we want to have her come on and talk about, and definitely, yes, in the subway. That's what I'm talking. You know what? That ain't number love.
Absolutely.
That ain't number love.
Yes,
number
indeed.
Love.
Yeah.
Yes. So, without further ado, I want to introduce our first guest, Big D, who's not as big anymore, right? Like we used to call him Big D. He ain't big.
Okay. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what's going on with him.
D. He's Slim Fit D.
Yes. What up, D?
Big in heart, big in spirit.
Hey, look, come on, Amplify Creative Group. I love it. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you folks. It's been a long time,
It
long time.
has. It has. And it's been a while since we've been able to hop on here and talk to folks. So you are our first guest on our new platform, which is fitting.
I'm happy to be the first guest of the new platform. Happy to be turned
Yes.
back to you guys and come support your movement 100%.
You've been riding with us since 2000. What was that? 2009, see?
2010.
I
2010.
mean,
Hey,
so
we
that's
back
not
at
your,
it.
but guess what? That's not his only anniversary. Today's his wedding anniversary.
Oh, congrats.
Happy
Congrats.
Thank you, thank you,
anniversary.
thank you,
How many
thank you,
years has
thank
it
you.
been, D?
We've been together 23 years. We've been married for 15.
And that's something.
Absolutely,
Please give.
with a grown ass son slash brother slash father.
So how is it being an empty nester?
Um, it has its pros and cons, you know. My son that's my guy. That's my little homie. So
I
when he
know.
left a few years ago to go to college, it was definitely a change as far as the everyday structure, and I missed him. The first couple of months, and kind of kind of got used to it and kept myself busy. Um, on the upside, it allowed for myself and my wonderful wife Luciana to kind of get closer together and do things and stuff like that. Stuff we haven't done in quite some time and things of that sort. So,
It's
again,
hard, yeah.
yeah, it had its pros and cons. But I love when he comes home for the holidays and summer breaks and things like that. And actually, I told Lucci yesterday we need to go take a trip to go see him next week. You know what I mean? So we're looking to go out there top of this week and just go
Oh,
pop
that's
up on him.
nice.
The only problem with going to see him is it's expensive.
Oh, well, I mean, what makes it so expensive?
Yo, let's go shopping. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Sam's Club. Yo, you got a few dollars for me? So every time I go to his campus, it ends up costing me a few $100s.
But hasn't he been doing that since for how long? Since he was little.
Yeah, but as he gets older, the price goes up.
The price goes up. The price goes up. Well, I'm not going to keep you long because I know that you're here doing some business, but I just wanted to have you want to talk a little bit about your new company, Amplify Creative Group, and
Yes.
what has it been like? What has the transition from being a industry VP and executive, right, to now having your own company? And before we get into that, just talk a little bit about some of the previous projects and people that you've worked with.
Okay. So yeah, to go from the beginning, started my career at Geffen MCA Records back in the late '90s. Worked with Mary J. Blige, worked with Casey and JoJo, Snoop Dogg, Shaggy, Patti LaBelle, Regina Bell, Shantae Moore, Jesse Powell. That was the first stop. Common as well, The Roots. Don't want to negate those guys as well. Those are some of the heavy hitters we worked with at the MCA franchise. Then from there, I went to Warner Brothers for a short stint. I was there for about a year and a half. Worked with Little John, worked with Jaheim, worked with
Mm,
Lil Scrappy, Trailville, Crime Mob, and E40 as well. So I did that for a year and a half. Got a phone call from my good folks, Sylvia Rome, my brother Troy Marshall. Yo, Universal Motown, they need you. So, that's when you and I connected and went over there, had a great run over there, worked with Nelly and Kelly Rowland and Swiss Beats, Busta Rhymes, the whole Cash Money roster, Tiger, Nicki, Drake, Wayne, Birdman, and Slim, of course, you know what I mean? Um, I'm forgetting a few others along Lloyd, Ashanti as well. So
yes.
did that, and then 2017 went ahead and took my talents over to the Roc Nation brand.
Hmm.
Worked with a bunch of great artists over there. Worked with Rhapsody, worked with Snow Allegra, worked with the Locks over there. It had a great run, you know what I mean. And to segue into what you start off with, Amplify Creative Group was something that I started I want to say just a few weeks ago.
Mm,
As you can see through social media, what's going on this week? It's been a really, really, really rough week for the whole entire industry. These labels are downsizing, they're
yes.
merging, they're consolidating. Just about a half hour ago, my wife called me and told me a good friend of mine just got let go from Atlantic Records.
Yikes.
I had to be in there for 16 years. Um, so it's a big overhaul, a big change going on in the music industry right now, And then with me leaving Roc Nation, I won't say I left. I will say the label decided to fold last month. The
Mm,
label folded, so all the acts that was on the actual Roc Nation label were all transferred over into the distribution division.
Interesting.
Yes. So, a lot of
Interesting.
artists that had the full services, promotion, marketing, digital marketing, PR, international, the A&R options and things like that. They no longer have those options with the transferring over to the distribution side. Um, and pretty much just seeing the writing on the wall for a long time. My wife told me when I left Republic Records back in 2017, you've been in there for a long time. Why not do your own thing, start your own company and things like that? At that time, I don't think I was mentally ready to do so because started.
It's rough when you've been in that cipher for so long.
Yeah, I've been in the majors pretty much my whole adult life since I was 19 years old. I was with the major labels and things like that. So when she suggested it, I was apprehensive from doing so. I was kind of like, oh, I'm not ready. It takes a lot, dedication, persistence, and things like that. Um, this go round with Roc Nation folding and things of that sort, I was like, you know what? I see what's happening. I see these labels merging. I see the consolidations going on. Now it's time. Now it's time for me to go ahead and, use my experience, my knowledge, everything I've acquired over the last 27 years of doing this promotion and marketing thing. It's time for me to, go ahead and take my own destiny into my own hands. You know what I
And I'm
mean?
gonna
So
say kudos to you, Big D, because we were there. We were at the label when they laid off all those people, right? When they were trying to consolidate everyone from the Def Jam building into the Universal
which one?
building.
The first, second, or third time?
And people really do have a hard time transitioning into being self-employed. Like, it's a scary thing. And I would always think to myself, my goodness, y'all have been doing this for so long, and you have all of these resources and connections and relationships. Why is it so difficult for people? Why do you think it's so difficult for people to utilize those contacts and step off into their own lane?
Speaking from my self perspective, a lot of times working with a label, you're working as a team and you're working with other departments. So it's kind of like you're not doing everything by yourself. You have other people
Mm-hmm.
kind of inputting ideas, adding to it, and things like that. So it's kind of like it's a team effort. Everybody kind of contributes.
Right.
Whereas when you're you're your own sole proprietor and you're doing things on your own, everything starts with you. Everything ends with you. You know what I mean? Of course, the talent and the product has to also speak for itself and things like that. But it's kind of like as an independent person, you're standing alone basically.
Oh, I'm sorry, Big D. That's my phone talking to you. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
phone.
Can, yeah. So as you were saying,
But yeah,
mm-hmm.
just being just standing as a solo individual and running your own company, you're pretty much standing alone, basically. Um, a lot of times it's kind of like fear of the unknown, fear of what happens if it doesn't work, fear of what happens if it does work, what happens if you need to get this done, resources, finances, things like that. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people are apprehensive because they don't know where to start and where it's going to go and things of that sort. And for me, um, I'm just about maybe. I actually just want to say I just launched this company this past week. So I'm about a couple of days in. I already have a couple of clients. You know what I mean? So I'm very
Of
blessed
course
to
you
have a
do.
couple.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I have a couple of clients already. You know what I mean? And I'm out here. I'm on the road, still traveling. I'm still investing in myself. I'm still traveling. I'm on a panel tonight here in Atlanta, talking to a bunch of DJs and things like that. And it's kind of like um, why not talk to the DJs and talk to the people that's kind of out here in the streets because they know a lot of artists who need direction, who need guidance,
Yes.
who need what I mean somebody to kind of walk them through the whole step. So I'm pretty much still out here investing in myself and still traveling, still being outside, and still kind of campaigning for myself.
And not only that, but you're campaigning for your artist, which comes, it's different. Everybody can't campaign the way that Big D campaigns, right? Like, because your reputation precedes you, you are an executive, whether you're sitting behind a desk in a room or whether you're sitting behind a desk at your house, you're still an executive, right? And there's pluses to that. There's things that come with that. There's doors that you are still able to walk through and open that some people just cannot. You've been doing this for so long, your relationships are solid, right? So what are some of the things that a person that comes to Amplify for help, or that you take on as a client, what are some of the things that they can expect from Amplify Creative Group?
Pretty much the fundamentals of being an artist, just artistry. You know, I mean, the music game has been so watered down this last, I want to say,
Man,
10 years.
big time.
There's no substance in the music anymore. There's no
Yeah, none.
creativity. It's just trendy and popularity right now. And it's not. It is. There's no. You know, the artists are not. They're not giving anything. There's no identity. We know the music. We have no idea who the artist is. You could be on an airplane and sit next to an artist and have heard this song 100 times and have no idea who this person is because there's no development going on nowadays. So to go back to the question you asked, I am using my skill set, my expertise, my wisdom. I'm doing marketing. Traditional marketing is something that I've never actually did on a day-to-day basis, but I know the fundamentals of that,
Right.
timelines and plans, you know, the photo shoots, the artworks, the rollouts and things like that. I know how to get that done. Promotions, I know how to get that done. That's been in my back pocket for the last 25 plus years.
Yeah.
um, Arts development, that's something that we had years back, and that's something that's went away. You know, media training, performance coaching, things of that sort. You know, those are things I know how to, you know, get done, and I know how to convey it to artists to make sure they go from being good to being great. And then there's also digital marketing. There's PR. There's international marketing, which I will outsource. I have in each different department, I have people that I'm on outsource for those
Nice.
specialties on an as needed basis. You know what I mean? For the
Right.
last few years at Roc Nation, I was able to hire different PR people to kind of jump in on certain projects. I was able to hire digital people to jump in on certain projects and things like that. So it's kind of like the work was great, and it's kind of like, you know, it's not over yet. You know what I mean? Just give me a second. Let me get my, you know, my footsteps in order, and I'm gonna come
Hmm.
back to you and come back to you with some other artists, and we're gonna keep going and keep going.
That's dope. That's dope. And I know Luciana is so proud of you.
She's
I know she's
excited. She's actually more
so.
excited than I am, honestly. You know what I mean? Actually, this morning she was like, "Get your ass up and go out there and give me some goddamn money." She's treating
No,
like a
you
pimp
can't
right
talk to me
now.
like that on your wedding anniversary.
Treating like a pimp. She's like, "Get your ass out there and find me some goddamn clients."
That is too funny. That's too funny. So, what do you feel like when we talk about the state of the industry right now? What do you think what do you, aside from the obvious, like we talked about artist development missing just a full knowledge of information about the business? Because I feel like because it's been so independent, everyone thinks they can do it, right? But they're missing some real fundamentals about the business. Aside from what we say, artist development, and KK and I talk about that all the time, artist development, and just overall knowledge. What else do you think is missing? Like if it would, as independent artists are listening to you today, what is it that you want to say to them? What are like two or three things that they really need that are definite for them
Artists
besides hiring
today,
you?
I think artists actually, there's a few things missing. They're missing, it doesn't seem to be a lot of passion
Mm,
in the craft anymore. They're just doing it to do it. It's more like a hobby now. It's something to do versus something that I really truly want to do.
right,
Um, a lot of artists I've met in the last few years, not all, but a big portion of them have they're worried about being hot right now. They're not worried about longevity. They're not worried about a body of work, a catalog, wanting to tour 5, 10, 20 years from now. They're worried about being hot in their block, their zip code, you know, where they come from. And there's a whole world out there. They could definitely tap into this. There's overseas and, you know, the international space, and they kind of don't see that. They don't look that far. They're just worried about what's current right now, what's moving, what sounds good, and they want to kind of recreate that and put their own spin on it, which is fine. But it's kind of like, you know, if I'm going somewhere, if I'm on the highway driving somewhere and it's crowded, it's taking a long time to get there, and it's busy and things like that. I'm going to try to find an alternate.
right.
I'm going to try to find a short way to get there, an easier way to get there, a way that's kind of moving where it's not so crowded, and get to what I need to get to. And a lot of artists kind of want to replicate what everyone else is doing because it's current, but it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like, well, what's going to make you stand out from that artist? What are you doing differently that they're not doing, and things like that. A lot of them can't answer that question because they feel, you know, their music is harder or it's doper, but it's all kind of redundant.
Don't they all say that though? Their music is the best. They want to change the game. I'm like,
Of course
you
it
have to get
is.
in the game first. That's number one. Let's get in the game first. And then the question that I always ask you, and I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna let you go because I know you have somewhere to go. Um, and I ask you this every time, D. What do you say to artists that feel like they have to work radio first?
Radio first, I think years back, our last conversation, I think radio first was essential. You know what I mean? Because radio used to be one of the biggest outlets for artists to kind of get notarized and get people to kind of hear the music, hear the brand. And as you know, in the last several years, the internet has been a space where they could kind of grow and get legs and get some kind of movement and
Mm-hmm.
traction. But a lot of artists realize it's just not one component. It's a body of everything. You got to get it. Of course, you got to do your Instagram posts and your social content, things like that. You got to do TikTok for those who's into TikTok and doing little dances, little skits, whatever it may be.
The two step.
Um,
Don't forget the two step,
the
because that's
two
my
step
dance.
that on you should get that patented, by the way. You should get that patented. You
My
know what I
two
mean? But
step ain't
I
that.
think
Listen, it's fierce. Okay.
there you go. And I think radio is still essential, but it's not definitely in the forefront like it used to be. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think definitely using the outlets, using the YouTube to get your music out there. Social media once again. Uh, these mixtape sites that kind of post music, livemixtapes.com and stuff like that allow you to go out there and post new music without any kind of copyright infringement issues and things like that. And then if you have music that you feel can relate to the masses and you want to get heard to the masses, radio could definitely help you get from being a gold artist to being a platinum artist. Because now you're having a big reach and people ain't got to go out there and find you. The one thing about nowadays is if you're not in the radio, they got to go find you. They got to go search you. They got to go look at the DSPs, or Apple, Spotify's titles, Amazon Music. They got to go look for it. If they hear a song and they don't know who it is, they're probably not going to go search for it, but for so long and things like that. So radio kind of again, it was a great platform. It still is a great platform, but it's not the only platform.
Right. So you would say that Amplify helps people create the bigger picture, so that when people
Absolutely.
look for you, you're available. They can see you.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And everybody has a different starting point. You know what I mean? Some people may
True.
have maybe on second base. You know what I mean? Some people may just be going at bat for the first time,
Right.
things like that. So what works for artist A might not work for artist C because, he already has some movement out here. He's been starting and doing this thing for the last 3-4 years, bubbling, and finally has
Hmm.
something that's helped him kind of surface and get some movement and traction. Whereas artist C maybe just starting out. You know what I mean? So there's things that has to be done. You know what I mean? So artists need to kind of, again, take their craft seriously. It's not about putting out music, putting up a couple of posts and thinking the world's going to gravitate towards it because we see that's not the formula right there. That's not working.
It's not it.
It's not
Well,
working. The
D, thank
streams
you
are not
so much.
streaming. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna thank you, because you always come with the most latest and datest information, the latest and greatest information that's relevant, by the way, because as you know, Indie Review Radio was founded and based on the idea of helping independent artists navigate, right, this business that we call music. And what better way to do that than to have conversations with people like yourself, who in most cases people will never ever meet you. You're not going to answer their phone calls. They can't walk into your office, so they can meet you here, right?
You know what? Honestly, I've gotten so much better in the last couple of years with
Have you?
answering.
Okay.
When it comes to answering DMs, I actually do respond. You know what I mean?
Oh, Strange.
I'm big on that. You know what I mean? Because I've actually have found a few folks who kind of
I
are
love it.
they're very sincere, and they a lot of folks are out here trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So they're taking a shot. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, yo, I know it's a shot in the dark, but just want to tap in with you and see give me your ears for a couple of songs and
Yeah.
give me some feedback, and I do it depending on your approach and you know what I mean, how approach the conversation. I got some folks who send me DM and they'll just send me the music and nothing, no introduction, I don't know their
We talk about
name.
that all the time on the show. Who are you?
Yeah, I like to go for your fam. No disrespect, but yo, can you tell me your name? Tell me something about you so I know what I'm walking into. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they'll just send me the links and that's it. Tap in.
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And I would
You know
say
what I
that's
mean?
unique, Big D, because a lot of industry people don't do that. They will not answer unsolicited correspondence. They just don't. So, and you've always been that kind of guy. So I believe that's why you will continue to to enjoy huge success with Amplify, because of who you are and how you show up in the world. So
Thank you, thank you,
congratulations
thank you.
again.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'm actually excited. You know, I mean, honestly, you know, when
Yeah, it's
Roc
really
Nation,
dope.
when my actual about my last day came, and it was kind of like, you know, this is it right here. I was sitting there, everybody was sitting around looking at, you know, people was kind of, I went back to my office and started packing things up. And it was like, yo, D, what happened? I was like, that's it for me. They was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was like, nah, don't be sorry.
Don't
I
be
feel sorry for
sorry.
you. I feel sorry for you guys. You guys got to still deal with this.
Right.
I got plans already.
Right. Right.
The first thing I did was I called my wife and I said, "Yo, I'm done over here, but when I get home, we're gonna figure it out." And I got home, I was like, "Yo, I'm ready to start." You know what I mean? You told me 7, 8 years ago, you put a battery in my back. Let's go. You know what I mean? And we spent
Mm-hmm.
literally the last 5 weeks, mapping out Amplified Creative Group. Yeah, went ahead and created a whole new LLC, got a whole new EIN.
And she's the right
Um,
one because she all her I's are dotted and her T's are crossed for sure.
with
So
a Sharpie.
yes. She don't play.
Yeah, she's my yeah, you know, I'm the founder, and I want to say she's a co-founder. You know what
There
I
you
mean? Like
go.
she gets great accolades. You know what I mean? I actually hired her, and I actually pay her
Oh,
to do all the admin work for me. You know what I mean? She's doing
more
everything.
shoes.
She's dealing
Mm-hmm.
she's dealing with the invoices. She's dealing with
Love it.
everything that's in there. You know, the lines of communication, the Slack, all
Love
that
it.
stuff. She's doing all of that.
Love it.
She spent the last couple weeks teaching me how to work Slack and how to use
Mm.
Verify for payments and bookkeeping and accounting
So the
purposes.
business side of the music industry, right? Like it's the music business. A lot of people forget about the business piece of the music business. So you got that down pat. Well, D, thank you again. We really, really appreciate you coming
Yeah.
back in our inaugural fall inaugural edition of Indie Review Radio.
Now I'm
And
just
if
happy.
there's
I'm truly
anything that
happy to
we
be
can
here.
do, if there's
I'm truly
anything we
happy to
can
be
do, let
here.
us know. Yeah, let
A
us know.
million percent. I know you take my phone calls about whenever I happen to call you, Michelle. You respond to my texts.
Right.
You laugh at my crazy ass posts. So
I do.
I know you got my back a
Right.
1,000%. And I do appreciate you intensely for that.
No
Oh,
problem.
and before you go, I just want to thank you because when my show Thermal Sound Waves was coming up, as a lot of people like to call it, a little show, you were one of the people who was actually gracious to me, and would give me product and would like make sure that I was good and took care of me and took care of the show back when you were doing like promotions early on, like Geffen, MCA, and all that. So I just want to thank you for that.
Look at that.
Nah, not a problem. You're most generously welcome, my brother. If I had product right now, we don't. You know, nowadays the product I gave you back then they use for merch nowadays. You know what I mean? So
Right, right,
they monetize
right.
it now. The t-shirts, the posters, that's all. You know, that's all part of the merch stand now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No
You know what I
doubt, no
mean? But if I
doubt.
had more, I would send more. Trust and believe.
That's all
Definitely,
right.
definitely.
We'll be watching, D. We'll be watching. You
But yeah,
take care. We'll talk to you
so much
again.
more to come. So much more to come.
Yes.
Hopefully down the
Yes.
road, some of the artists I get to work with in the near future, I'd like to bring them back and pitch to you and see if you guys would like to talk to them and things like that. But yeah,
Absolutely. We
I am
got
a
you.
trillion% excited. Like I've actually, like for most people, their last day of their job, they're leaving out there trying to figure out what's going to happen next, what they're going to do. That drive home was kind of like, nigga, I need to go home see my wife and figure this out because we're going to do this thing right.
Exactly.
Like I was actually, in all honesty, and I mean this with every fiber of my heart, I was actually excited about what's next for
What's
me.
next? That's right. That's what,
Yeah.
and that's why, because what's next is going to be amazing because you're manifesting that. So, yeah, enjoy the journey.
Now I'm so looking forward to it. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, I missed the corporate card. You know what I mean? I missed the
it's
corporate
coming.
card, but
You're
you
going to
know
have your
what?
own.
It's gonna come back somehow, some other way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I remember because I used to do your expenses. But anyway, I know. All right, D, have fun in Atlanta.
how could you not have fun in Atlanta?
And give Luciana a big old hug for me, please, when you see her.
If I could see her, she's been in these damn meetings all damn day.
Well, when you do see her, give her a big old hug from me.
Like last night, I was in the room. She didn't get in the room till about midnight, damn near. I was like, what the
Oh,
hell?
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they
Be
have these
busy.
little, I guess, mix and mingles with the teams, and they got different teams from different places coming in, so they all kind of been mixing and mingling after the meetings and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I know how it goes. You've been there, I've been there, so
Yep, been there.
that's
All
what it
right, Big
is.
D. Thank you again.
Thank you guys so much for having me back on here. I appreciate the
We'll
love, the
Yes,
see you
sir.
opportunity.
soon.
All right.
I'll be back shortly, y'all.
All
Yes,
right.
indeed. All right. Peace. Yep. Yep.
That's the balloons.
No doubt, no doubt. And folks, y'all can get at him, as you can see the Instagram scrolling on the bottom, at Big D the Weatherman on Instagram. That's how you can get at Big D. All right.
Big D. That's
Yes,
my
yes,
buddy.
yes.
I used
No
to go in his
question.
office and do the two-step. So now he calls me two-step because I
Right,
can
right,
I
right.
can just move. So
Yes,
yes,
yes.
y'all, this is the kind of thing. These are the kind of things that we talk about in the review radio. And now we have it. So you've gone from the executive, and now we have another guest. Is our guest with us yet?
No, not yet. She
Oh, okay.
hasn't arrived yet. She
Okay.
hasn't arrived yet.
Big shout out to KK, who is also chatting it up with us. This
Yeah.
The artist that's going to be joining us, she is one of his artists, and she's really super dope. I cannot wait for you guys to hear her music. It's amazing.
Right, right.
And I enjoy listening to her and talking to her. She's a young lady with a lot going on for sure. Let me reach out to her and see if she's ready to
No
ride.
question, no question. And folks, if you want to get at Raychelle, who's well, I'm gonna let her tell you all the things that she does. She's an
Oh,
author.
Lord.
She's an author, nutritionist. She does Reiki. She's a life coach and all that. But this is her information right there on the screen. Coach
That's me.
Raychelle. That's the Instagram. That's the Twitter at Cake Every Day, which we're gonna do a little bit later on in the show.
Later.
That's the email, and that's the website, RaychelleLeBlanc.com. So
Okay.
yeah, real quick, Ray. Just let them know a little bit about what you do, real quick.
All right, y'all. So I am ever evolving. I'm the consummate learner, and I love education. I love learning new things. But when people ask me what it is that I do, like my life's work, and I like to respond by saying I love to remind people of all of the wonderful things that they've forgotten about themselves. Because I think that when we go through this thing called life, there's so much going on, and I think that it's okay to find someone to talk to that has an objective view, that doesn't judge, that can meet you where you are, and that can help you move through whatever it is that you're dealing with. And sometimes to take away some of those layers, right, if you will, that life maps on. And one of the first steps in one of my programs called 7 Steps to Your Ultimate Celebration, one of the first steps is, when I think this is a step for everyone, is give people their shit back. Give people their stuff back, right? Because a lot of the stuff that we've mapped onto ourselves is not even our stuff. It's other people's stuff. And we didn't know how to reject it, or we didn't know how to say, I don't receive that. So we map it on. So from the coaching perspective, that is literally what I enjoy doing, is helping people to unlearn those things that don't work for them anymore, and to rewrite their story so that they can manifest and accomplish all the things that they really truly want to do, the things that their hearts desires. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
And that's what I do. And then in addition to that, I am a nutrition therapist and I'm an herbalist. So I believe in healing the mind, body, spirit, all three, because when they are in alignment, that's when we get to access our internal pharmacy. And that's when we heal ourselves. And by doing that, we're able to heal the people around us. Like, we are here for each other. So Reiki master, yes. C.Truth is putting out my stuff out here. So
Hey, look, listen.
yeah, right. So yes, I am a Reiki master, and these are the principles of Reiki. And let me just read them to you. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will be grateful for all my blessings. Just for today, I will work with honesty and integrity. And just for today, I will be kind to all living things. And let me tell y'all something. These aren't easy. They're not easy. When we're in the landscape of people that are moving around the world out of integrity, there's people that are just not nice. We're living in this really weird political climate, and you have to make decisions about the people that you love and care for, that you see doing things that are just odd. And so sometimes you really have to tap into principles like this to keep you grounded and keep you on path, because it is not easy all the time. So it's definitely a conversation. I think that is something that we have to do on a regular basis, like having I call it a spiritual practice. So whatever you all do, a habit, hobby, whatever it is, something that just reminds you that you are not other people's opinions. You are not the way people see you. You are how you see you. And I would utilize that to help you walk through some of these murky, some of these energies that come around us, and we're not sure what to do with them. Just be yourself. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So yeah. See. So tell me a little bit more about the so where you are today?
Where I am today?
The sponsor of our show today.
Social studies.
Social studies. I love that name.
Social studies. So social studies, right? It began through the brainchild of the founder, who was Sean Williams, and he had a love for sneakers. He still does, right? Big time collector, collected over 3,000 or so pairs of sneakers throughout his lifetime. But he took that love of sneakers and he combined it with the love of community and giving back. So what he did was he started incorporating his love for sneakers with the love of education, and he has a place called the Social Studies Academy, which is located in Brooklyn, in Dumbo, where he's a professor. He teaches classes on culture, on fashion, on marketing, the whole business basically of sneakers.
Okay.
And what that's about, the different jobs that you can get into, a history of, like, he can tell you like a history of a pair of sneakers and like who wore them when they came out. I mean, it's just
I love
ridiculous.
that. I love that.
Yeah. And he's also helped people get jobs within the industry, fashion wise, related to sneakers and stuff like that. So he does a great job with that. And I've known him for many years, coming up in Brooklyn with him. I was in Flatbush. He was in East Flatbush. That's another story. We're not going to get to those stories. But I've known him for a while, and he does some great things with social studies. And once again, I want to thank them for actually presenting the show today. And if you didn't see it earlier, Social Studies Community Academy is America's first sneaker business and culture academy that's located in Brooklyn, New York, in Dumbo. They believe sneakers are more than just required equipment for sports or a simple fashion statement. They are a reflection of who you are and where you're going. Kicks are the ultimate icebreaker and effective bridge to lasting friendships and more. And if you've ever had a special pair of kicks, sneakers, whatever it is, you know that that's true. You know that that's extremely true.
Right.
And you can not know somebody just walking around on the subway like, hey, I like those. Where'd you get those? And, that could lead to wherever that leads to. And, this is what he does at Social Studies. So, like, he's actually right now teaching a class as we speak at the academy. Which I'm at right now. So big up to him. For more information, socialstudies.com. That's SOLECIAL studies.com for more information. And that's the Instagram right there too on the bottom that you're seeing on the screen. So big up to Social Studies and Sean Williams for all the things that he does and for bringing the show to you today. We thank him.
Dope.
Yes, indeed.
I love it. You don't realize, I realized living in New York, I had more pair of sneakers than any other time in my life because that's what we do. We walk everywhere,
It's stylish. Yeah. When I was in high school, right, I had like sets of sneakers. Depending on the outfit that I had different sneakers for the different outfits.
You were styling the profile.
That's how we did it. Yeah, that's how we did it. I was working since I was about 14, 15 years old. Wow. So I was able to do that because I was working. Otherwise, I would not have been able to do that. But that's what I did with my money. I was like, get sneakers and kicks, and that was the thing. You want to be fly, you want to be stylish, and that's how the culture grew to what it is today. From people like me and other kids like across the world that would get their kicks and sneakers and style, and you put it together in a way that it wasn't intended to be, because tennis shoes, basketball sneakers, whatever they were, they weren't put together the way we did it. They were meant for running, they were meant for basketball, they were meant for tennis, but we put them together in a fashion way to make them fly, and people would get them because of that.
I wonder what you would say about the price of sneakers these days.
Well, we're gonna get him on. Like I said, we couldn't get him today because he's teaching right now. But when we do another show down the road, we're gonna have Sean on from social studies.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about that.
Absolutely.
Not that he's responsible, just a question.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is basically the same thing that happened to music.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sneaker industry being taken over by corporate.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Them seeing these different trends and stuff like that, and stepping in and saying, hey, we could do this and make money, blah 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 blah, and then raising the prices on things, and then people coming in and buying up all the sneakers, so like you can't find your sizes or the type of styles that you're looking for because people are illegally buying up all pairs and all sizes of sneakers with bots and stuff. I mean, there's a whole situation going on with sneakers that I'm not really happy about, but we can get into that on another show.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. No question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to Brooklyn Siren. She's supposed to be on with us today.
But if she doesn't make it, then that's okay. It wouldn't be the first time, right?
Yeah. No question. Yeah. What I'm going to do is, usually what we do in the review is we have a music piece to it. And unfortunately, what's taken us so long to get back to you guys and to get back to doing the show is we were trying to do a situation where we could do like we're doing now with the video and include the music as well with it all. But unfortunately, with licensing and the way they take down posts and stuff like that with the music and all of that, we didn't want to run into a situation where we're doing a show and it gets taken down because of something with the music or whatever. We didn't want to run into a situation like that. So we were trying to find solutions, but unfortunately we couldn't find a solution in time to do the music piece to come along with the video piece that we're doing now with Indie Review. Yet. Exactly. But so we wanted to get back to you guys and move the show along and not, continue to lag. So we're here now again and back in effect.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know. But what I'm going to do though, in the next shows that we have is I'm going to do like a list, maybe like 5 of like the hottest like songs or what have you that I'm playing or that I'm into that you should check out. That's not necessarily on the charts or on commercial radio and stuff like that, but that you should check out because it's really, really great music and hot music.
And we do still have our playlist on Spotify.
That's right.
Has a playlist on Spotify. So, and the playlist, we used to add the music that we played on the show all the time to the Spotify. So yeah. And maybe that's something we can add on Spotify, just a list of music that, we have on our radars. And I mean, people still send us stuff. Like if you guys are working on a project or something that's really dope, feel free to send it to us. You can email us at indiereviewcd@gmail.com. And maybe we'll add you to the Spotify playlist. But I also want to say this: Indie Review Radio is also about all things independent, not just music. So we talk about independent thinkers, independent doers, whether that's art, whether that's music, whether that's hobbies or things that you love. Like it doesn't just have to be music related. We love to talk about people, right? And because we are in the anti-bad vibe shield.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, big up to KK Roseman, who's up in the chat right now. Big up to KK, man. Always big time, long time supporter. Doing this thing from day one. Yes, indeed. Somebody that knows his stuff. You know what I mean? Someone who's been in the industry on the insides and definitely does things the right way. A lot of people don't.
A&R. He's
yeah.
Definition.
He's brought some great people and some great artists to us.
Yeah. And he's been an intellectual, in case y'all didn't know, for those of you that are watching the show, because you are watching Indie Review Radio, you are now an intellectual. T-shirts.
That's right.
So KK and Big D actually have been intellectuals with us from 2010.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, KK. And we'll again have him on the show to talk a little bit about how the industry has changed from an A&R's perspective. Like, what does that look like? We know what A&Rs look like in the building, but what do they look like?
Yeah.
What are the things that you do? Yeah.
And people still need A&Rs. Like, don't get it twisted. Y'all still need A&Rs. Like, I've seen some things that's like, ooh, you need an A&R. Like for real. You need some serious development. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, and it's tricky to do that without certain resources. We understand that, but yeah, it's but again, I feel like this is a part of the game. Like when you decide, because it's all about choice. When you make the choice to be a part of this industry, there are certain tools of the trade. One of those tools is information. Another tool is a budget. Those two things go hand in hand. And as we heard from Big D, being signed isn't really the answer anymore for a lot of people. If you start to look at yourself as a business and you start to find ways that you generate income for yourself, then by the time you have these conversations with these companies that want to throw money at you, you are in the driver's seat. You have control over the situation, and it's on your terms. And that's really what this is all about at the end of the day. If you must walk into the building, and if you must give up any part of the piece of your pie, make sure that it's worth it. Make sure that it's worth it. Yeah. Yeah. Who's in line? Who's in line?
Yeah, who's in line, KK?
Who's in line waiting? Oh. I sent the link for her to sign on, KK. It's in her text messages. You just sign
Yeah,
on.
there's no line.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Streamline to the link, and
If
yeah.
you're invited, folks, if you're an invited guest of ours, there's no line. There's no waiting. Like there's no velvet rope.
Right. Just
If we invited you, like come on in. Like
come on in.
yeah, yeah.
Do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hold on. Let me send this again because perhaps
Yeah. But we only have
a few more minutes
a
left.
few minutes left, so
Yeah. What is it? Oh, yeah. We'll have to catch her next time. Yeah, we'll have to catch you next time because at the end of every show, we share with you our daily slice. And the daily slice is for those of you that don't know. The first company that I had was called Cake Every Day. And Cake Every Day was a coaching company that was designed to help people find something about their lives to celebrate every single day. And so from those big old cakes, we had the slices, right? So our daily slice was the thing that we share with you, the thing that we share with people as inspiration. It's an affirmation. It's information. It's inspiration. It's all of those things. So let me just share with you. Hold on.
oh you want the slice that I brought up
Yeah.
last time? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help you out here. Get them
So,
off
y'all,
the
this is
chat.
from Cake Every Day. This is our daily slice for today until we meet again. So, this is our daily slice. As you go through your day today, don't forget your friends and loved ones. You never know how a call or a thinking of you, email or card, can brighten someone's day. Believe it or not, the best time to do this is when you're having a bad day. It allows you to shift the negative energy away from yourself. Be prepared to accept the love that will come back to you from this random act of kindness. It really is the best. Now, I wrote this when this was after I was having bouts of like anxiety, depression, all those kind of things. And so what I realize is when you get out of your head and you start to give, a lot of those conversations that you have and that darkness and that really weird energy that you have around anxiety and panic and depression, it shifts because you're in the process of contribution. And this month we are in September. We're almost done, but September is National is anti what is it? Suicide Prevention Month. Is September. So, and all of us are always shocked when we hear someone has taken their lives and we're like, we had no idea. And a lot of times we don't have any idea because we don't check in. And sometimes even when you do check in, you don't have an idea. But I'm just saying, like, when someone pops into your head or pops into your spirit, reach out. Even if it's a note, a phone call, how you doing? What's going on? How, do you need anything? You'd be surprised. And if you do it enough times, initially you might get a no, but you'll be surprised don't be surprised when that no turns into a yes, because everyone is going through something. So, yes, be kind. Random acts of kindness make the world go round. So, that is our show for today, y'all. And I just want to thank everyone that joined us in the chat room. Gordon, hey Gordon, KK, Patrice, Tony from the subway. People that chatted with us. We really, really, really appreciate you guys being here. So stay tuned because we're gonna let you know when the next show is. Today is Thursday, and yeah, I don't know. See, what do you think? Are we gonna do this weekly now, or are we gonna pick our dates?
We are going to do it weekly, but we have to figure out a day that works for us. But we are going to do it weekly. It's definitely going to be weekly.
Okay.
But we got to figure out a standard day.
Also, there's a couple of things we also want to feature on the show moving forward. We want to talk about architects of the culture, people that are in the world doing positive things. They don't have titles, labels. They don't have, VP behind their name. They're just everyday sheroes and heroes, right? If you know of any of those types of people that you want us to shout out, feel free to give us a call. I mean, to email us or shoot us a line, and we'll be happy to feature them on the show.
Yes.
And there was something else that I was going to say, and I just
right. Really quickly, you can get me at thermalsoundwaves.com or at thermalsoundwaves. That's the Instagram, or thermalsoundwave, no ES, on Twitter. You see Raychelle's information that's up right now. We want to say hello really quickly to Brooklyn Siren and let you know she's going to be with us next show. So let's get her.
Brooklyn. And you guys are going to love her.
Okay, where's she at? Where you at, Siren? Where you at?
There she
there
is.
You are. There you are. It's about time. It's about time.
I feel like an old lady. I should not be this terrible with technology at my age.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, hello to you. You're going to be on our next show. Unfortunately, we have to go right now, but we just want to say hello to you real quick.
Thank you so much.
And listen, we're gonna be ready next time because we got a boatload of questions for you, and hopefully we'll have a way for people to hear your music. So really quickly, share your Instagram so they could go check you out before you join us for the next show.
Brooklyn Siren. Siren is SYREN, and my single is coming out soon. I don't want to put a date on it, but I'm gonna say within hours.
All right. Yeah. All right. So
remember that name and remember that face, because you will definitely see her everywhere.
Yes, indeed. All right, Siren. See you next time.
Thank you.
All right, Mama.
Yes.
Oh, and one thing I forgot, Steve, that I was going to say that, because I'm okay. Anyway, so question of the week. We are going to have a question of the week. So if there's any questions that you guys have, whether it's around coaching, industry, life, wellness, whatever, feel free to ask it, and we will do our best to address it. And if we can't address it, we'll have someone on the show that can.
Absolutely. All right, folks. So until next time, we thank you for joining, and be sure to pick and choose your battles wisely. Don't settle for crumbs. Get the ingredients to make the cake. Until next time, peace. Make sure you follow us. All the information is right there below on the screen. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace.
Take care, y'all. See you next time.